Hi and welcome to this week's update. I think this is week number 5 if I remember rightly. Seems a long time ago since I did last week's one, as I've been working all week. But trying to pick up where I left off last week about the stabilising. I think I spoke to you last week about stabilising. Yeah, I think I did. That I'd put some small pieces of wood in the vacuum chamber. Added a little bit of colour, never done any colour in it before, and I thought I would vacuum it up to 30 HD, I think you call it, until the air bubbles had gone, and then I left these 4 or 5 pieces in each pot. I did one resin with violet and one resin with blue, and left them in the pot for 24 hours and took the first one out. This is the first one, so I'm going to do you some up close stuff in a minute. Yeah, that was the 2 first ones that I did, and I was really pleased actually with how much dye they took in after I'd baked them for the 24 hours. But I decided to do a bit of experiment and would take a piece out each week just before I do the update, just to see how much colour is absorbed over the week. So does it make a difference from the 24 hours to 4 weeks down the line? Is the colour going to be stronger? I mean, there's probably a lot of you out there that are already doing stabilising of wood, and you're going to know the answer to this. But for those that don't, I thought I'd do this experiment, and for myself, because I don't really know. So this morning I took week 2's out. I'll show you close, but I'm going to pull the camera in a little bit closer and we're going to wet them so that we can see the variation in them. I don't know why the video keeps clicking off after a couple of minutes. I'll go back. You'll be wondering why I've cut them so small. It's purely because I'm going to use them in pen blanks. I've got a bit of an idea which I'll talk about in a minute or two for using these. So I've done the second week's one, and just at the end of the video I'll do a little clip of me. I'm just going to put just rubbing alcohol on it just to get the colours out in it, and we'll have a look at the 2 different weeks on that. I've still got another 2 or 3 pieces in each pot, but over the next 2 weeks I'll do those, and then right at the end we'll be able to have a look. Each week we'll have a look at, see if there's any variation in the colour, and then we'll look on the 4th week just to see with the time scale, as it made such a big difference. This is I just stabilised these clear a couple of weeks ago, which I think I showed you on a video. So, and they come out beautiful, and it really does harden it up, ready for turning for pens. I've got a pen that needs to be made for the middle of March for a gift, so I stabilised those for that. So what else am I up to this week? Well, I'm still finishing, as you know, I've been doing a box for a few weeks, a square box, which is actually that I made for somebody for quite a special reason. So I continue to go on with that box. I only really get my days off to do that, hoping to get that all complete this week, and over the next couple of weeks a video will go up for that. Got the video that I did plan for last week, and then put the pencil pot in. I'll be putting that up tomorrow probably. So what else have I got planned? I'll be finishing that box, and I don't know whether I did show you this one here, this pen blank here, this steampunk theme. It's got the little clock parts inside resin with just a bit of burr of some sort. Red Mallee burr. I fancy trying to make some of these. I bought these from Taylor Murfield's, but they're expensive. You know, they're £15 each one, and that's for his own pen range, which is a Zeta pen. And well, I thought I'd try making one of those myself, so I went away and I bought some pen parts. They're just just little cogs and stuff like that. And I'm going to have to make some sort of jig. I'm going to mess around and see if I'll be able to bend. Some of these parts are quite thick, and some of them are too big for the design anyway. So some of the smaller cogs I'm hoping to bend, and maybe try making one of these myself. And if it works out well, I'll maybe do another video and show you how I did it. So I plan on getting that done this week. Also hoping to get in and it's just disappeared. Hoping to get in and turn this week on the lathe. Thought of such a better idea, a way of doing it this time. Anyway, we'll get round to that and I'll tell you if it was successful. So I plan on hopefully getting in and turning that this week. And what else am I up to? Not a lot, quite a quiet week really. Just need to finish that box and just enjoy my time in the shed really. That's what it's all about. Been really busy at work, so not been watching many videos at all this week, apart from keeping up with the regular ones that I watch, but not really picked up anything particularly different. Watched a few about doing these pen blanks and some stabilising of wood, because I'm fancying doing two different colours on one piece of stabilised wood. I don't know how you explain that, but anyway, so I'm hoping to do that, but that'll not be this week. I won't have time for that this week, but got lots planned with just doing little bits and pieces, and hopefully we might get a bit of a result with this and be able to get back to you on how that goes, and hopefully get this boxes finished, because I really need to start ripping out this shed. Really stuck for space. It's very cold here just now, as it is in the rest of the UK. I think it's just cold everywhere, so the last thing you feel like doing actually is having the shed doors open. Got the heater on full whack in here today just to keep warm enough to be out here. Hoping to get the pour of the epoxy resin and ready to do a turning project, comparing the Alumilite resin with this epoxy resin that seems to be quite popular. Well, NZ Woodworking uses it, so, and it seems to be really good with him, so I'm hoping to get that poured this week. But with the temperatures being quite cold out here, and I think the resin doesn't respond that well to the cold, I've just had to keep putting it off. Not too keen on doing that one in the house, but seemingly it doesn't smell, so it might be alright. So that's it for this week. I'll get the project up tomorrow, and hope you all have a great week, and hope you've got lots planned. Let me know what you have got planned, and any of you that are watching videos, let me know if you've seen anything you think I might be interested in. And that's it for this week, just a quick one. I'm going to pull the camera in close and just show these two blanks and see how well the stabilised colours have come out. Okay, so the two top one here are the first week's one, and the two bottom ones are the second week's one. So let's put a bit of alcohol-based rubbing fluid on to see if we can see. That's the first one there. That's the week one of the violet. And that's the week two. Not that much. Not that much different. I mean, you can definitely see the purple in it, but I wouldn't say it's anything spectacular, to be quite honest with you. Right, week one with the green. Now this certainly looks like it's come out quite well. Yeah, that's the 1 week there, and this is the second week here. Yeah, you can really see the colours come out in that one. Let me get some more. That's come out really well. So that's week 2 in that one there, and this one's week 1. And actually, to be honest, both have come out. I wouldn't say there's an awful lot of difference between either. The colour, I think, is slightly stronger on the week 2 one. So that was actually blue and it comes out green, but I actually really like that colour. I mean, it all depends as well, I think, on how much resin I'd put into the cups. And I didn't do all that much. So maybe with the purple you would need to be putting more in. Definitely got it in there because you can see it's running through some of the veins in there. So there's definitely a difference in the colour, because that's week 2 on both of those. And yeah, I would say that the colour's gone into both of those. I mean, this would have been it normally, so I suppose there's not an awful lot of difference. But there is on that one. So that's week 1 and 2. It would be interesting to see if there's a big difference between week 1 and week 4. I suppose that will be where the difference is. I mean, what I do like about the stabilising is it actually breaks the wood up. The grain in the wood, it would have just all blended in because it wouldn't have picked up certain colours, whereas the purple stuck to certain bits and not to other bits. So that's it. That's week 1. Let me know what you think. If you liked, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not already done so, and see you next week.